The amount of candy consumed on Halloween may seem downright spooky to some, and according to a new survey, most of it will be chocolate. That's because chocolate will account for 72% of all candy spending. Another study shows that 4% of all candy consumed in the U.S. occurs on Halloween. And while almost every child will have treats today, about half of adults will have some too. No surprise there. Reese's and M&M's each accounted for more than $500 million in sales. And of course, a holiday full of free candy and loot is a dream come true for a child, but it can be pretty tricky for some families out there. Here was some last-minute advice on how to handle Halloween as 6 News anchor Lori Tucker with this week's Caring for Our Kids.
All right, thank you, Kristen. You know, you want your kids to have fun, but it is a juggle. Should you let them set their own limits? Should you set them? Experts say there's really no one right answer. Just use your best judgment given your child's personality and maybe their eating habits. Well, joining us now with more from Children's Hospital is clinical dietitian Kristen Slusher. Thanks for helping us out last minute here.
You're welcome.
Before we go out, when should, Kristen, candy be limited?
Well, Halloween is really the time when we all start to overindulge, but kids who have chronic diseases such as diabetes or other chronic diseases that they're required to limit their diets need to watch out for the sugar sweetened desserts and treats.
And that makes sense. So what kinds of things, maybe non-food items that are still fun can we replace the candy with?
Sure. We often encourage our parents just to have their kids cash in candy for non-food related, age-appropriate treats. They can earn money that way, or they can buy toys, or they can even have levels of certain numbers of pieces of candy for certain toys or treats.
Yeah, just make a little game out of it. That's kind of fun. Now, what can parents do before we go out trick-or-treating, say during dinner time?
Right. Well, it's important for kids to get a very balanced meal, hopefully dinner that's high protein, high fiber, something that is going to kind of keep them more full so that they're less likely to overeat and overindulge in those treats.
Well, speaking of that, I don't know if every parent, I know we all look at the candy, but when you're really looking at the nutrition labels, is there anything that really sticks out that we need to keep in mind?
Well, obviously sugar. I mean, we kind of use the one sweet is equal to 15 grams of sugar. And so we try to encourage families to look for 15 grams of sugar or less in a serving. So if they can look for treats that are the small portions and still set boundaries on how much, that definitely helps the kids out.
So if you see 30%, kind of push that to the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Kristen, thank you so much. And bottom line, you want your kids to have fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When do we draw the line and say, okay, enough's enough?
I think the important thing is kind of planning ahead. And so if parents have that conversation up front, it makes it a lot easier for the kids. So if they set a number of candy pieces for the evening and then just try to get it out of the house so that the holiday ends, the excess ends after the holiday passes. I'm
kind of like our Kristen. I kind of sneak the Reese's cups.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. And we have a lot on our website, too, as buyback programs are going on. So you talked about getting dollars for your candy. Be sure to check out WATE.com for that. Also, if you have a question about your child's health for next time, send me an email at ltucker@WATE.com. Be sure to tune in every Thursday here on 6 News at 5:30. We're trying to get to all the issues that matter to you. Kristen.